promotional fee has been paid to ABC by United Airlines, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
It's amazing what you can learn when you know how to read. Good enough, eh?
Next Sunday, it's Patti LaBelle, Christine Ebersol, the Flying Karamazov, and Patrick Duffy.
Which kiss do you like better? Kiss number 1.
Good night, Skip.
Or kiss number 2?
It's a special evening with Dolly. Then,
Buck James.
I tested positive for AIDS.
Dennis Weaver.
Career? My life, Dad.
I know the problem. How do you fix it?
Buck James, after Dolly, all coming up next Sunday.
A good enough spot to beat it out. And then the celebration started after you guys won it all over. What was it like? Well, I'll tell you, I was just wondering how high I was going to jump after the final out was made. And then I seen Jeff and Kirby, and I just ran over there. It was just a great feeling. It's been a long year. It's been a good year. I guess I really won't have to, I guess in the off season, tomorrow I'll wake up with no baseball, but to really, think about what I did and what the team did this year and be really thankful for what happened. Can you compare the feeling to anything else? The feeling, to anything else in life, I don't know. I would just probably have to say that the one thing that's probably more important to me than that was when I received Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And that was probably the biggest thing in my life. And this is probably the second biggest, but it's been the biggest in a long time.
You're an unlikely hero.
Yeah, I guess I am. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really swing the bat so well tonight, but the legs kept me going. I'm just thankful for the opportunity to play, and just thankful for being on this team and for the Twins giving me a chance really to make this team at such a young age,
You were a big part of the miracle on 5th in Chicago in '87. Greg Gagne, one of the heroes today. Back to Mark Curtis.
Thanks very much, Joe. Look at this. Is this a motley crew or what? I'm joined by the rest of the Eyewitness Sports staff, and some final impressions as this World Series victory begins to sink in, Rob.
Who were the people that made all this sort of, this team can't win on the road, so they can't win a championship? No rookie manager can put a club on the field and win a title. This team has defied the odds in so many different ways and fashions that, as a reporter that's covered this clubhouse, your heart goes out for a group of guys like this, and you really feel that justice has been served.
You guys having fun here or what?
We're having a great time.
Have some fun.
Talking about you.
Don't talk about me. Talk about us. In Minnesota.
A tremendous victory for the Twin Cities.
Not just the Twin Cities, everybody.
Congratulations.
Keep it wet.
Ed Cairo, your impressions.
Well, we just thought we had to get something going here to welcome you to the Twin Cities. It's just this is a phenomenal group, as Rob was suggesting. This business about not being able to win on the road. I think when it counted, they certainly proved that. But this is a group that has finally bridged that gap for a lot of people who have been psychologically down because nobody can win the big run around here. Talked to Don Cassidy, the marketing director, earlier. He says, this stuff carries over. John Carr told me that at the North Stars a couple of days ago. He said, if somebody wins one, we're going to start breaking the ice around here. It'll be the Vikings, the North Stars, the Strikers, who knows? But it's going to start happening.
Who knows? Let me thank all of you guys for your great work. Joe Schmidt, Rob Lear, Ed Cairo, Mark Stevens, from all of us down here. Thank you so much. We'll be back in spring training and be back tomorrow night, of course, with some more post-game stuff. Right now, back upstairs to Santa Ruth.
Thank you, Mark. What a team. What a team.
There is a momentum going, like Ed Cairo said.
The monkey has expired, hasn't he? No more monkey on the back. All right. Let's check now at the corner of Chaos and Vine outside the Dome and Mike Binkley, all right?
That's where we are, the corner of Chaos. What a party. Still living it up outside the Dome. We want to take you down there to the corner of Chicago and 6th Avenue and let you just listen to how much fun they're still having down here. Some guy on top of a stoplight right now has cutouts of Kirby Puckett and Kent Herbeck, and he's drawing big cheers from the crowd. This guy has been quite the post-game cheerleader outside the Metrodome tonight. By the way, when we last left you, an ambulance was trying to make it through the crowd. It did just fine as we see more fireworks go off outside here. But a taxi cab driver didn't have nearly as great a luck. He had enough nerve to try and make it through this crowd, and he was nearly knocked off his tires. They rocked him back and forth, and he finally lurched forward and put some fans in danger, and they finally cleared a path for him. More fireworks down there in the crowd. What a celebration. Minnesota has a winner. There's a guy down there who has a sign that says, "Need we say more?" That's the way I feel. Well, you think it looks wild here? It's just as wild in downtown Minneapolis. Let's switch over now to Pat Milan, who's there.
Well, this is the party at Seven Corners. Now, you may be wondering if we're showing you the same group of people. I'm sorry. This is not the same group. The group we had for you a little while ago has left, and this is the latest group to show up. I don't know if there is a corner in Minneapolis where people are not celebrating. Minneapolis, St. Paul, the suburbs, everywhere there are people who are Twins fans. They're out having a great time. People are hanging out of the windows. They're looking out of the hotel rooms. And one of the signs down here says it's Bedlam. That's right. It is Bedlam. And those of you who can't be here, we just want to show it to you. We just want you to be a part of it. Enjoy it. If there's work tomorrow, I don't know that anyone's going to show up. There have been many a blizzard that kept people of the Twin Cities from getting to work. And I think that they're going to be snowed under tonight in the blizzard of euphoria in the first World Championship. It's an incredible moment. I hope that you can feel it coming through the television, because to be here is to experience a feeling you just will not feel anywhere else. And I think the miraculous part of what we're seeing here is that everyone actually is under quite good control. As I mentioned in an earlier report, there are a number of police officers stationed here. They seem to be just as happy as the crowd. There have been no run-ins or skirmishes here in the Seven Corners area, 6 blocks away from the Metrodome. People are having a good time. They're being good about it. They're not getting out of control. A tremendous time. Seven Corners, Minneapolis. Out in the crowd, Minnesota Twins, world champions. People brought them up to me earlier and said the ink was fresh. And I couldn't believe it. It was fresh. Brand new. And you know, it's just as crazy in St. Paul. And Mark Sapelsto's over there. Mark, if you can hear me, take it away.
Pat, I can hear you. I'm at downtown St. Paul, the corner of 7th and Wabasha, right outside the Heartthrob Cafe. I'm telling you, this place was dead about an hour ago. The final pitch hit. The horn... That's right, they're number one. The horn started honking. People started yelling. The home run Hankies came out. They are going nuts. Here they come. How about those Twins? What do you think of them? Have you ever seen anything like this in your life? The city finally has a championship. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Lynn. I'm from Wayzata, Minnesota.
What are you doing downtown St. Paul tonight?
Raising hell and having fun and celebrating the Twins World Series victory. Yay!
It's fantastic. Let me tell you. Stay out of the camera so we can see. Hold on just a second. I'm sorry. I dropped your glasses here. Let me ask you where you're from. Where are you coming from?
I work at Hearthstone.
Where from? That's fantastic. Let me toss it back to Stan and Ruth. Having a great time downtown St. Paul, folks.
Oh, Mark, your poor voice, your poor suit. But boy, you're having fun at the Heartthrob Cafe in downtown St. Paul.
And Mark is all of their heartthrobs, too.
I think so. Looks that way, doesn't it? We would guess that about 99% of all the celebrating is on the responsible side, but then there is that 1%. There have been a few incidents. One at 6th and Hennepin in downtown Minneapolis. It involved a taxi cab that got rocked and rolled a little bit. It was not overturned, but there were some anxious moments there. And as far as our reports are concerned, that cab managed to run the gauntlet there and got through relatively unscathed. The Minneapolis Police Department, of course, served warning that this sort of thing would not be tolerated. And we are told they got to the scene quickly, and that cab managed to get out of that temporary mess.
And we know from when we were in St. Louis, when the fans came out of the stands there and came by us, we were broadcasting from on top of Winnebago in director's chairs. We weren't anchored down very well. And they started rocking the Winnebago, folks, and I thought I was going right off the left side. I was leaning to the right so I wouldn't fall off the left.
Just a couple of rambunctious fans that got a tad out of line. Most of them are wonderful people in St. Louis. We want to remind you once again that really St. Paul will have its moment to shine. Of course, the stadium being, the Dome being right here in downtown Minneapolis. Come Tuesday, the big Twins procession, the parade, the celebration starts at noon in downtown Minneapolis and then goes as a procession through Minneapolis, through St. Paul, winding up at the state capitol in St. Paul at 1:30 for the big rally then.
Yeah. Okay. Can I say one thing before we go to the break? School is on for tomorrow, children. If you're listening, we're getting some phone calls. Is school canceled? Sorry to say, no.
Hit the books. All right, we'll be back.
We'll be right back.
Our last flash sale is on at Towsley Subaru. We have so much good news, we need all this commercial.
Now, wait a minute. We have just as much good news here at Towsley Ford.
We've made a special purchase of 150 Subarus, 100 four-wheel drives, wagons, hatchbacks, sedans, all real Minnesota cars with cash back up to $1,500.
Yes, but here at Towsley...
The prices are so low. You can buy a brand new 87 four-wheel drive Subaru for only $69.95. I repeat, $69.95. But only during this last blast sale while they last. Towsley Subaru, right there late.
I've come for silver. Of course, he want new Amoco silver. It's high time folks had something better than regular unleaded. You sure know your gasoline. No, friend, my car knows.
For better performance than regular unleaded, try pure Amoco silver.
Grandpa, who was that masked man?
I don't know, son, but his car knows.
Well, silver!
Store-wide values are yours at Budget Power, the home improvement expert during the Sale-a-thon sale. Save on Kincaid tub and shower doors. Select from neo-angle, unique corner entry doors, tri-panels and mirrored panel doors, and chrome, polished and antique brass finishes with exciting new bold designer patterns. Go with a fresh look with Budget Power's elegant selection of bound glass chandeliers in all the latest styles. Exquisite features of sparkling double glass panels with polished brass accents. Save during the Sale-a-thon sale at Budget Power, the home improvement expert.
Between love and madness lies obsession. Calvin Klein's obsession now takes over the body.
Ah, the smell of it.
Oh, the feel of it. At Dayton's.
Back here live at the Metrodome, a strange kind of silence has settled over the place.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of liked it better when it was rocking and rolling.
There it is. You see the wonderful maintenance people now cleaning up.
And every once in a while, can you hear that? You hear a whoop come from out of there. I don't know who's screaming, but they're all screaming in unison.
Oh, boy. Something's missing tonight so far in this broadcast. It's the weather. And our wonderful weather guy, Dave Dahl. Dave, are you still? Are you in your jammies, or are you still with us?
You didn't have to say that, Stan. You really didn't have to say that.
All those people celebrating in the streets, though, I don't think they even feel the cold.
No, but contrary to popular belief, that because half the city is going to be out in the street, we do have to see the weather. And by the way, there's about a 100% chance of getting wet 6 blocks around the Metrodome tonight. Wet in all different kinds.